All right. What's going on, y'all? I figured I'd go ahead and roll into the billion power steering tank overview. Let me put this camera down here so I won't make you dizzy. I do apologize. I've held off on doing this review because I wanted to ensure that the information that I'm relaying to you all is accurate. At first glance, it would appear that this is no more than an aluminum tank with a cap that would hold power steering fluid. And I'm here to tell you that is not the case. This particular power steering tank is pretty complicated and does some pretty cool things. So before we get into exactly what it is it does, let me tell you a little bit about the company itself. It is pronounced and spelled exactly as you see it, Billion, Billion. Billion Racing is a Japanese company that specifies, or rather manufactures, nothing but cooling products. That is their niche within the Japanese domestic market, whether it be power steering tanks, radiator caps, water temperature sensors in the 30 millimeter variety, shrouds, as far as covering coolant hoses or any other hoses that would see a high temperature, electric fans. That's what they do, which is pretty cool because they have found what they're good at, and that is the niche they stay in. It's a pretty cool thing considering there are a lot of companies that branch out into a lot of different areas. This is not one of them. They specialize in cooling, and that's what they do. So, with that being said, let's talk about some facts. Fact number one: these power steering tanks are discontinued. Okay, you might find, as I have found, a number of copies out there on the internet by various companies that will steal product pictures and create their own little tank that's, I don't know, somehow they thought looked similar. That is not the case. This is a real deal here in front of us. There are copies out there, so beware. Number two, there is no U.S. distributor for Billion Racing products, so if you are looking for them, feel free to drop me a line. I can get them for you. Number three, this particular tank is specific to the GDB Subaru chassis. So that's going to be 02 to 07 WRX STI. It does come in a universal fashion, and the universal tank looks exactly like this, but you will note that the universal tank, if you buy it or if you find it, you will have to create your own sort of mounting bracket. Okay? And just for good measure, in case I am wrong on the mounting bracket, if you buy a universal mounting bracket, it may in fact come with one. It may. I don't know for a fact because I'm talking about the specific unit right here, which I know for a fact is plug and play, and I will show you how that is done. You will simply uninstall your OEM plastic tank and pop the sucker right in. Now, before we get into specifics, it's enough talking. Let's go ahead and do some Christmas unboxing. Before we do that, I'm going to show you the box some more. There are diagrams on this box that will hint at exactly how this tank works, but I'm going to break it down for you, so don't worry. Let's open up the box. Let's open up the box. All right, within the box we have our instructions. Our instructions are crystal clear. These pictures are beautiful. And I say that because I've unboxed many Japanese domestic parts that either come with no instructions at all, or the instructions that they give you, the pictures are horrendous. These are not. These are clear, almost crystal clear for black and white photos. Crystal clear. They are in Japanese, but not to worry. Again, if you're looking at this, you can clearly recognize that this is what your OEM power steering tank looks like, right? Cool. Oh, where'd it go? Well, not to fret. That's how it plugs in. Right in the OEM spot. Okay? There it is. I mean, I don't think these pictures can be any better. The only way they can get better is if they were in color, right? So let's go ahead and set our directions to the side. It is packed well with our eco-friendly packaging. Right, we'll set that to the side. Billion is going to supply you with 2 clamps for the power steering tank. You know, genuine Japanese clamps. All right, put that over here. And without further ado, we are going to unpackage our tank. I should have told you another fact about this tank that you see here in front of you. This tank is brand new, in the box. Never installed, never used, never filled. Try finding one of these, brand new in the box. Here's your mounting bracket. There are the welds for the bracket. These welds are superb. Let me get this in front of you. Let me get this plastic out of the way. You've got your connections here for your hoses. Let me rotate this a little bit. Start from the top. Get a better look at these welds. There you go. There are your welds. Okay, and the bottom. Let's see. Focus in on these welds. Perfect. Okay. I mean, this is a quality piece here, and it's got some weight to it, right? Without the cap, this tank weighed in at 1 pound. With the cap alone, was 2.5 ounces. So let's go ahead and let me take the cap off. I love this cap. You can see the texture on the side of this cap here. I love this cap. And it has the Billion logo laser etched right into the top. So listen to this. Check this out. Threads for days. Threads for days. Set that over here. And you can see threads on here, right? So let's talk about what this thing does. This is intended to be used for motorsports. Those of you who drift, those of you who spend time on some sort of a circuit, this is what this tank is intended to separate the air from your power steering tank, as well as your power steering lines or system. This is a 2-tiered tank. So if you can envision, right, you've got a tier here and a tier here. Excuse me. And within these tiers, there were internal baffles all around this tank. Okay. So what happens is that the automatic transmission fluid spins around this tank through the internal baffles. All right. And since the air is less dense than the fluid, what happens is that there's a centrifugal force that occurs, and that centrifugal force creates a vortex to where the air is separated and rises to the top of the tank, right? And that separation occurs, and you'll notice, I tried to shine a light in here so that you can see, and it's damn near impossible, but there are baffles and channels in this tank. You'll notice the relief hole here at the top of the cap, right? The air is pushed to the top, and when that happens, again, not only does it separate the air from the fluid, it also separates the air from your power steering system. So the air is not going to travel back into your lines, right? This is what this tank does. This is what it's supposed to do. So, do I see myself installing this within my car for daily driving? I could, but I just don't think that I'm going to do that because it's just too pretty. I mean, I don't mean to sound, like one of those guys, but it's just too pretty, and I just don't see myself doing it because it's just, I don't know. Maybe I get a little too carried away. I look at these as works of art, Here's the cap again. And let's take a look at the inside of it. Your threads, inside of the cap, right? And this is it. This is it. This is what it does. So I hope that you've enjoyed this overview. I hope you enjoy the products that you hear that. That's quality. That's quality. I hope you enjoy the products and the explanations that I give. I apologize for the length of the videos, but this is raw. You know, I take a couple cuts, but I'm going to give you the raw, I'm going to give you the truth. And if it takes 10 minutes to tell you about something that you've never seen before or don't know how it works, I'm going to do that. So for all you guys looking for editing, stay tuned. It's coming. We just got to get there. Okay? So, yeah. I will have more videos as long as you guys like them. I'm going to keep making them. So, thanks, guys. And the last thing I want to show you is the back of the box and how much detail is in this and how this works. You see that? Right? Like I said, this is by no means just a shiny piece of aluminum that holds fluid. This is not it, right? So I'm gonna show you one more time this cap. I really wish they made oil caps, because if they did, I would buy one in a heartbeat in the same color. You know, I gotta see about sourcing some radiator caps. But yeah, man, this is it right here. So thanks, guys. I appreciate you watching, and yeah, we'll do this more often. We'll do this again. Okay? Take care.